Hi there, souls. Today we shall start with a poem. The Moon Mirror. The moon whispers softly to the people of Earth. You exist in the iris of a much larger eyeball on a much larger Earth. Gaze upon me every night of the year, and by the end, indeed you'll see, I am the true blueprint of that which you live upon, and that which you have not yet seen. I am the moon mirror. Gaze well upon me, for Earth has a dark side too, just like I. The moon. They call it the Dark Continent. By Vincent von Elsmere. And now we delve into the story behind the poem. Ancient maps and the collective ancient stories of people, beings, and places far beyond the ice walls weave a complex and intricate tapestry of mystery and awe. In many indigenous cultures, the idea of a hollow earth or a series of interconnected worlds has been a long-standing belief. The Inuit people, for example, believe in a mystical realm called a Jatapat, which lies beyond the icy barriers of the north. Similarly, the Tibetan Buddhists believe in the existence of a hidden kingdom called Shambhala that lies beyond the ice walls of the Himalayas. The ancient Greeks believed in the concept of Hyperborea, a mystical land that lies beyond the northernmost reaches of the known world. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote about a group of people who lived beyond the northern winds, in a land that was separated from the rest by a vast expanse of ice. In Hindu mythology, the concept of Svargaloka, or heaven, is a mystical realm that lies beyond the icy peaks of the Himalayas. The ancient Indian epic, the Mahabharata, mentions a hidden kingdom called Shakadweepa that lies beyond the ice walls of the Ural Mountains. In many of these legends, the stories of portals and gateways to hidden realms are a common thread that weaves the tapestry of human resilience in passing down truths via stories and tales, determined to never forget the truths that are continuously being shunned as myth. This was because they knew that the elite wanted humanity to forget about these places, so the elite could regain control over their slaves. In many ancient cultures, maps were seen not just as physical representations of the world, but also as guides to spiritual and mystical realms. The art of cartomancy, or map-making, was often considered a sacred science that held the secrets of the universe and the human condition. The night's mirror, our moon, is seen as a symbol, a blueprint of the true Earth map that guides humanity toward its true potential. As we explore the ancient legend of truth, love, and light from cultures around the world, we find a common thread that weaves together the tapestry of human experience. The truth of hidden lands, mystical realms, and interconnected worlds speaks to our deep-seated desire to explore, discover, and push beyond the boundaries of our mundane existence. The message of truth, love, light, and illumination is one that echoes across cultures and time. As we gaze upon the moon and dive deeper into past truths that have been mocked as fantasy, may our eyes be unveiled to the truth that lies beyond the illusion, and may the light of illumination shine forth to guide us on our journey towards the divine. By Vincent von Elsmere. Earth, an oblate spheroid, has 3,454 portals and 178 domes on its surface. There are 144,000 chosen ones fighting to free humanity. The actual surface area is 2.5 to 3.5 times the surface area of the Earth you think you exist on. That's a radius of 9,500 to 11,500 kilometers. Each dome is its own self-contained environment, with unique characteristics, gravity, and even its own laws of physics. Each dome is surrounded by ice walls, acting as barriers between the different dome environments, generating dome-like force fields. Other intelligent humanoids are not all from beyond the stars. Long ago, Earth was being seeded and terraformed by a multitude of alien races, all trying to survive a previous war that destroyed many planets. Something went wrong, so we were separated and placed far apart from one another, so that we may yet again get to know one another and build better bonds. Benevolent and malevolent forces are at work behind the scenes. Unveil your eyes, decalcify, see the truth, the love, the light. The war on the souls began long ago. Truth, love, and light are under attack. The evil souls in this realm, this dome, are turning truths into lies, love into hate, and turning light into darkness. We're living on a complex multi-dome dimensional oblate Earth that's flat at the poles, with multiple dome-dwelling civilizations living in separate self-contained environments. By Vincent von Ellesmere.
And mysterious lands beyond ice walls. But here's something wild. What if these weren't just myths, but encoded messages about Earth being 3.5 times larger than we think, with 178 distinct dome environments?
That's such a fascinating way to look at these ancient accounts. The way different cultures, completely separated by vast distances, all seem to share these similar ideas about hidden worlds.
You know what really stands out in this poem, The Moon Mirror? The suggestion that our moon is actually reflecting back truths about Earth that we've forgotten. It's like having a cosmic blueprint hanging right above our heads every night.
And when you consider how the Inuit concept of Ajitapat and the Tibetan idea of Shambhala both describe realms beyond ice barriers, it makes you wonder about these parallel beliefs.
Right, and the ancient Greeks weren't far behind with their stories of Hyperborea. Herodotus specifically wrote about people living beyond the northern winds, in a land separated by vast ice expanses. These weren't vague descriptions, they were remarkably specific.
The level of detail in these accounts is pretty striking. What do you make of the claim about Earth having exactly 3,454 portals and those 178 domes, each with its own physics?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. The text suggests each dome is like its own self-contained environment, with unique gravitational fields and even different laws of physics. It's like having multiple parallel worlds all existing on one expanded Earth.
That would certainly explain why so many ancient cultures have stories about crossing through portals or gateways to reach these other realms.
And you know what's fascinating? The author suggests these other intelligent humanoids aren't from distant stars at all. They're actually separated populations from an ancient seeding of Earth, like a cosmic refugee program gone wrong.
So like a giant social experiment keeping different groups apart until they're ready to reconnect and build better relationships?
Exactly. And when you look at the number 144,000, which the text mentions as chosen ones fighting to free humanity, that same number shows up in various religious and mystical traditions throughout history.
The mathematical precision in these ancient accounts is remarkable. Even the claim about Earth's actual radius being between 9,500 and 11,500 kilometers, why such specific numbers?
And consider how this ties into the poem's imagery of existing in the iris of a much larger eyeball. It's suggesting our current view of Earth might be extremely limited, like we're only seeing a tiny fraction of what's really there.
These ice walls that supposedly separate the domes, they remind me of how ancient mariners would describe reaching impassable barriers at the edges of their known world.
You know, that's a crucial point. The text suggests these weren't just physical barriers, but actually generate dome-like force fields. Maybe those ancient mariners were encountering something far more significant than just difficult navigation conditions.
The persistence of these stories across millennia really makes you wonder, could there be something more to them than just imaginative storytelling?
Well, that's the thing about encoded truths. They often survive through poetry, myth, and sacred texts, because those formats are harder to suppress or destroy. The author suggests the elite wanted humanity to forget about these places to maintain control.
That brings us back to the moon as this cosmic mirror, reflecting back truths we've forgotten how to see.
And perhaps that's the most valuable insight here, the possibility that evidence of a much larger, more complex world might be hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to develop the right perspective to see it. Whether you take these ideas literally or metaphorically, they challenge us to question our assumptions about reality.
That's such a powerful way to look at it. Maybe these ancient stories have endured precisely because they contain kernels of truth we're only beginning to understand.